Good morning from San Ignacio. We've just enjoyed our final breakfast here at our hostel, and it was really good despite the fact that for some reason this morning they didn't include their most famous, most delicious hash browns, which was a disappointment because it is our final breakfast, but nothing much to be done about it. They were so good though that we did ask what spices they used to make them taste so good, and they told us their secret, but we're not going to reveal it to you now. We'll tell you another time.
For now though, it is time to leave San Ignacio and head on to our next destination in Belize of Caye Caulker. The first step of this, because Caye Caulker is an island, is to actually head to Belize City ferry port to then get a boat. We don't quite know the cost of the boat just yet, but definitely the shuttle costs 40 Belize dollars per person.
Let's go. We have made it to Belize City, and the convenient thing is that we have been dropped off right at the water taxi, so buying a ticket shouldn't be too hard.
We just picked up our water taxi tickets, so if you're just doing one way to Caye Caulker, then it is 22 USD. However, if you get a return, then it is 39 USD. It actually turns out that you don't have to specify a return trip. It's an open return for up to 3 months after you go one way. So that definitely adds a lot of flexibility. So we opted to get 2 of those for us. After a 45-minute boat ride, we've arrived here in Caye Caulker.
Just arrived to our hotel here in Caye Caulker, and it is maybe a 2-minute walk away from the water taxi. Just on first look, this island looks so cute. I don't think there are any cars allowed on the island. It seems to be all bicycles and golf carts. So I personally can't wait to just spend a little bit of time here relaxing. But our hotel is $49.25 Canadian per night. And we'll report back to you on if we think it's worth it and we like it. Don't want to give a premature review. But the first order of business now that we're here is to go find some food because we're starving.
Officially by the Caribbean, we figured that we ought to get some Caribbean style food. So this is Belizean jerk chicken. Rachel's got some Belizean jerk vegetables, and it comes with coconut rice, garlic bread, and coleslaw. Cannot wait to give this a go.
So like, and now the coleslaw. The creaminess will definitely cut some of the spice, but it doesn't need to cut the spice. It's just perfectly flavored. So good.
Well, that was absolutely amazing. I'm very, very glad that we were able to find a restaurant that does such good food, but apparently from what we've heard, then that is just the theme of this entire island, so I am psyched to try more.
But the reason we're not raving about the price is just because food here isn't cheap, so that was definitely a treat for us, but it was really worth it.
Certainly was. In terms of what we have planned for the rest of the day, I think that's basically it, but we will definitely pick this up when we plan on exploring more around this beautiful island.
Good morning. Today we are going on a boat tour to Ho Chan Marine Reserve.
If you've watched our videos previously, then you know that we actually took a snorkeling trip in the Great Barrier Reef over in Australia. But it turns out that Belize has its own barrier reef, which is the second largest in the world, behind the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. So hopefully this means that we will be treated to an absolute abundance of cool stuff to see.
Here we go!
But first, and most importantly, coffee.
To do Ho Chan, it is 90 USD per person, and they provide you with a lot of stuff, which we're now going to get fitted out for. Now that we've got all of our kit, we're ready to go.
I can't believe that we saw manatees. That was the only thing I cared about seeing, and first stop of the day, and we see two huge ones. So my day is complete. I'm happy I could go home now.
Same. But we are pushing on and we're going to go see some more. The annoying thing is though that our GoPro decided to not read our SD card, even though we have had zero history of any kinds of issues now. But thankfully we are relying on other people to give us some footage of our snorkels today, so
Hopefully we have something to share with you.
Yeah, but just take it from us, it's already been awesome.
Obviously, I thought the sharks were going to be the highlight, but then just before we got back in the boat, we saw a stingray. And that was so cool, right?
Awesome. So cool. We've got a bonus turtle in there as well, but yeah, I don't think I've ever been anywhere where there's been that many sharks all at once, and it was a new species. These ones were nurse sharks, which we haven't swum with before. So.
And seeing a lobster was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of those. Like, the animals are out in their droves today.
Yeah, this spot is just teeming with fish and wildlife.
It's such a good time. feet. So you've got like really wide open channels, but then you've got really packed in coral reefs and seagrass and all of that good stuff. So it just means you get to see such a variety of stuff.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
epic. After a delicious lunch, we're hopping back in the water to explore a shipwreck and a coral gardens. How lucky were we to end the day with 2 more manatees?
Apparently it's rare enough to see one, but we managed to see 4 today. This has been a heck of a day, so amazing stuff.
And it was just my dream that we bookended it with manatees.
Exactly.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
Pretty good.
We returned from our tour and have cleaned up. I've had a shower, I've washed my hair, and I feel like a new person.
Same. While snorkeling is immensely fun, it doesn't have to do a number on your hair, so definitely getting a shower afterwards is much needed.
But we had the most incredible time. If you decide to do a tour, go with Amato at Reef Friendly Tours. He really makes a point of being the only company, sadly, on Caye Caulker to not feed the animals. And he was also telling us that his boat engines too, I think, are more environmentally friendly than a lot of the other ones. So we personally really like that. And not to mention the fact that he is so knowledgeable. He's very passionate about the environment. He took us to, I feel like, all the best spots. And it's just so sad because there were only 4 of us on the tour. And I just feel like with the quality that he delivered and how much fun it was, like he should have way more people, but yet it worked out to our benefit, of course, that there weren't more people.
Fundamentally, this is a place that is so worth savouring as a whole. It is probably one of the most abundant places I think I've ever been to and that we've ever been to as far as snorkeling goes,
For sure.
because of the variety and volume of species. And a bunch of them are unique in the sense of this is the first time that we've even seen them. And we're talking about manatees, we're talking about nurse sharks because we've never seen that number of them anywhere else.
Barracudas.
Barracudas, yeah, that was another one that we hadn't seen, and also a bunch more stingrays and eagle rays than we've seen anywhere else either. So many reef fish. I think as far as snorkel spots go, this is deemed to be one of the best in the entire world, and it's really not difficult to see why.
It's just too bad that it was today that our GoPro decided to crap out on us and not work. Like, what kind of reading is that? No SD card. There is an SD card. We restarted the GoPro. We took the SD card in and out. And I think Amato kind of figured out that it was actually the SD card that was a problem, not the camera, thank goodness, because his SD card in our GoPro works. Annoying, but thank you to Amato for all of the footage that you're seeing, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to capture this, and that would have been a true shame.
And we really do hope that the footage that has been provided does the place justice, because again, I cannot stress how good this was. I think this is possibly the best day of snorkeling we have ever had. Have we peaked now? Is this it?
We're gonna have to start scuba diving exclusively.
Yeah, best get my paddy license.
But can you imagine, like, obviously the first activity that we did here in Belize, which was ATM caves, you're just not allowed to film in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if we hadn't been able to get any footage from this? We would have been like, yeah, we went to Belize, but there's no proof of it.
So we can only talk about this to you, not really what we were after. We haven't had the best of luck in terms of actually documenting our time in Belize, which is a real shame because actually, with the experiences that we've done, then they've been so unique and they have been really, really excellent, and we would recommend them to anybody.
Yeah, without a doubt. ATM caves was amazing. This was fantastic. So both of these excursions have been well worth it and some of the best in the world.
Absolutely. If anything, I kind of wish that your health had been better earlier on in the week so that we could have done even more, but it's just one of those things, and it's all just been a case of terrible timing in terms of technology not working, humans not working, and so on and so on.
It would have been a better time overall in Belize had I been feeling better, because we would have been out exploring a lot more and not just doing the big excursions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happens. I think my overall impression of Belize, though, is that it is absolutely lovely if you can come with the appropriate budget for it, because it is certainly more expensive than most other countries in Central America. So that is definitely what I would say. But if you do have the money to stretch to be able to come here, then what you get given as a result is some of the most memorable experiences that you can hope for. And certainly, as far as today goes, I could not think of a better way to round off our trip. But sadly, that draws our time in Belize to a close. Thank you so much for joining us on what footage we could provide you. And we sincerely hope that you continue joining us for all future travels and that you have a look through our back catalogue and see what other travels we've been up to.
But we will see you on our next travel day.
So until next time, take care.
And keep smiling.